The markets have been under a lot of pressure and volatility lately, and Derrell, what's going on?
Well, most of this is coming from the global scene. A lot of it is related to China. For several months now, there's been some growing uncertainty about what was going on with the Chinese economy. Not so much that it's really got a major problem, but it's probably not going to grow as fast as we had earlier expected. So the Chinese stock market was under volatility early in the summer. Chinese government has recently made some changes in terms of revaluing their currency, changing interest rates, and of course markets on a global scale that are very concerned about what this means about demand from an economy as large as the Chinese economy.
And how does that impact the U.S. economy?
Well, it's come back in the last couple of weeks in the U.S. economy, primarily through the stock market. With all that uncertainty, money starts moving around. Markets are driven by greed, fear, and ego, and at this point in time, fear seems to be the name of the game. And so there's lots of reaction to that uncertainty. It's not a question of what the reality is right now. We're really reacting to the uncertainty, and so we've seen a lot of volatility. It's not that the U.S. economy has any major, problems. In fact, we've gotten some very good news recently. In the second quarter, the latest figures show that the U.S. economy grew significantly faster than we earlier thought. So again, it's not a question of the reality here of the economy having problems, but there's a lot of uncertainty about exactly, sort of how we land with all of these issues.
So what does that have to do with the cattle markets?
Well, commodity futures markets are tied pretty closely to the stock market. It's a question of where all that money is moving into and out of when things change. So there's an impact there. And we've even seen fairly significant reactions in cattle markets and cash cattle markets in the last week or two from the initial uncertainty associated with it. You could argue that it shouldn't have an impact on the cash markets. Market fundamentals for cattle haven't changed at all. And that's the important thing to keep in mind going forward, is that there is that reality that will come back to bear. But emotions know no bounds, and so when the market is scared, that emotion works its way through a lot of markets, and so we're just working through this. We're already seeing the cash market start to stabilize, and it'll take a little more time for the futures market and the stock market to sort of absorb all this and get itself positioned where it's comfortable.
Okay, thanks a lot. Derrell Peel, our Extension Livestock Marketing Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.